the society that we live in is a society of, besides selfishness, of great fears. We operate through fears. We are afraid. And because we are so afraid and petrified, we don't have any emunah, we don't have any belief, we don't have any faith. And because of that, we many times tend not to help people. What should I help him? If I'm going to help him, if I'm going to give you, for example, $100, I'm going to have less than $100. What should I help you? I don't want to help you. And yet, in Judaism, the issue of helping, tzedakah, is a great thing. It's one of the pillars of the Jewish home. It's a house that does charity, that does chesed, that gives of itself, to open its doors. To such an extent that the Gemara says that's one of the signs of somebody who is a descendant of Avraham Avinu. Gomle chasadim. They do a lot of good deeds. They help people. And chesed, by the way, is not only to Jews, it's to everyone. Because at the end of the day, we are what we're doing is, we call it Olam Chesed Yivaneh. A world that is going to be based on what? What's Chesed? Kindness and compassion. Or helping one another. It sounds a little bit of anti-capitalism, but it's not. It's not. Judaism is a very interesting mixture of society that is built out of kindness, and I'm deliberately not using socialism and capitalism. Not one way a person is obligated to put his effort to his own in his own hands. He needs to do what he needs to do. And you need to get up and do it. Don't wait for miracles to happen. Don't wait for somebody else to take care of you. And yet, Judaism does realize and recognize the fact that sometimes, things happen and we need to help one another. The question is, what should I help one another? And we have in Sefer Melachim the story of Eliyahu with the widow who he was helping, and the Zohar says anyone who gives nourishment, zan, umefarnes, and takes care of the well-being of anyone who is in need of it, and even more so during hard difficulties, hard times. They're predicting the dollar to go down within 5 years. We're not going to great time, in the way we going to bad times. And we could avoid this, of course. Being more fiscally responsible. But other ways as well, and we'll see how we can avoid it. Whoever helps somebody in need, ne'echaz be'etz hachayim, he's clinched on to the tree of life, ve'gorem chayim le'atzmo u'levanav, and he causes and he brings about livelihood to himself and to his household. And this says, Eliyahu Amar, Kol mi shemekayem nefesh ba'olam, whoever is sustaining nefesh, anyone, any human being in the world, zoche chayim le'atzmo, merited with life for himself, vezoche le'achez be'etz hachayim, and he clinches us the tree of life, ve'ata sholet etz hamavet, now in our time, the tree of death, the tzad hara, the other side, the impurity, is controlling now the world. And that's what it says, Ala el manasher tzivita ota lekalkel. You commanded on that widow to support me, Eliyahu says. That widow represents the loss, that somebody died because of that. Ve'im tomar, and if you would say, Shelo na'asara la'adam min hakadosh baruch hu. If a person might say, there's nothing bad could come to a human from God. God doesn't do anything bad. Come and see. Bezman sheben adam olech leyamin. When you go into the right side is the right side too. Left and right, and the right side is the right side. And the left side is the wrong side. I hate to make any analysis to politics, but one can only try. So a person does it. The right side, according to Kabbalah, represents chesed, kindness. When he does that, shmirato shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu tamid etzlo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu guards him all the time. V'asitra achara eno yachol lishlot alav. And the evil side, the impurity, the dark side, doesn't have any ability to have any impact on him whatsoever. And the bad, the evil, the dark is being subdued by him, and there's no ruling of it whatsoever. And if one had removed himself from the providence, from the protection of God, why? Because you choose to be midabek batzadara. You choose to clinch yourself to the evil side, to the bad side, and that darkness sees that there is no protection. Then he first controls over you, then he destroys you. Rabotai, we do mitzvot. The action of doing the mitzvot is like an immune system. See, even the being agrees with me. That action, it's doing. How does an immune system work? It works all the time. When it comes a bug and burns. It's like a firewall. You stop doing mitzvot. It doesn't happen that all of a sudden you'll become, secular completely and doing averot. Gradually, within one generation. It's funny, all these people who say, well, Haredim, Orthodox, we don't like them, we hate them, and this and that, especially in Israel. The funniest thing is, their grandparents and great-grandparents were just Haredim, just like the people they hate. So it's really a self-hating Jew. Think about it. All those left-wingers in Israel, their grandparents were most likely Haredim. People my generation older, they were all religious Jews. How does it happen? You stop doing something. And then, when you stop doing it, now there is a vacancy, there's an opening. Now the Yetzer Hara comes. Because nothing is vacuum. It's like physics. You push something, water, up, down. P1 equals P2. Push one a certain level, the other side will go up the same level. Archimedes, whatever you want to call this. So here too, you're not being involved in active pursuit of mitzvot. You leave a vacancy. There's no such thing as vacancy. You have now somebody who squatted into you. And it starts to control you, slowly, and you get addicted to it, to the point that you have no control. The Yetzer Hara tells you, do it, and you said, okay, and you think it's you. It's only you because you allowed this to. It's a Yetzer Hara, but because you allowed this to happen, until it reach complete control over you. Guess what happens then? It destroys you. Did you ever see, birds are very smart. I've seen crows and seagulls doing amazing things. People like to eat mussels and shells and oysters, whatever they eat. And if you ever try to open one, they're very hard, especially when they're alive. They're hard. They have this suction mechanism that they seal each other. You can't open it. You have to go in with a don't know, a special tool to open this up. But they are smart, those birds. They take this hard shell and they bring it up and then they just dump it on a hard surface. What happens? It cracks, they go down, they eat it. The Yetzer Hara does the same thing to you. We are the oysters. And we're all oystering around here in Oyster Bay. And comes the seagull and one oyster says to each other, "Oh my goodness, a flying oyster. I want to be one." His mother says, "No, don't do that. It's not good for you." And one day he made himself available for this seagull to pick him up. And he says, "Oh, I'm flying. I'm great. Look at all these people, primitive all the way behind. I'm free. They're fanatics. I'm free." And the seagull takes him up and brings him higher and higher and higher and higher. And then he lets go. And then he falls. And then he breaks. And then he dies. And the Yetzer Hara does the same thing to you. At the beginning it makes you feel good. You're feeling the top of the world. You're having fun. You meet people. You go out with girls. Go with women. You drink. You eat. You're having the life, the jet set. Life of rich and famous. And you're feeling on top of the world. But that's exactly when you fall. And then the Yetzer Hara is done with you. And you get in total control. And you keep on thinking that you are generating that yourself. And it's not. And then the Yetzer Hara takes you and it dumps you. And you become like a broken vessel. Completely useless. Why? Because you let go of the tree of life. You decided to let go. I should not be amel b'mitzvot. I should not be, I did not designate. I forgot who was it. It was a Roman, I don't know, general, whatever. He says, how would I get up in the morning to a labor which fits humans when I'm, in my bed with my blankets? I forgot what his name. I can't find out. What is a labor that fits a human, that is dignified to a human being? What is it? What kind of work is suited for a human being? Nothing. What's the difference between, as we say yesterday, between a plumber and a gastroenterologist? It's the same thing. It's just you decided to call it. Imagine we go to a world where, you know what? If you would take your average plumber and you bring it to the Middle Ages, he will be like Einstein. It's all relative, You know what it is, a world without plumbing? A plumber, a master plumber that knows how to put pipes, figure out heights, will be Gadol Hador. The only work, labor, that it fits a human being is the one that is being done in a dignified way. What does it mean? With a purpose to help, to build, to make this into a better place. There's no difference between a brain surgeon and a guy who slaughters chickens. Why? Because they're all needed. And yet there's something superior than all that will make you realize that, and that is Torah. Torah will make you realize that the titles that we put on things mean absolutely nothing. You think, what's more important? A guy who works for the sanitation department and takes the garbage, or a brain surgeon? Of course, everybody gives respect to the brain surgeon. It's not a problem. I'm going to take for 2 weeks sanitation department people. You'll be crying in the street. You'll be swimming in your own garbage. What you decided important is not. Only what the Torah decided is important, is truly important. And what is important? What are you doing with your work? What's the purpose of you going to work? To collect money? How much are you going to collect money? What is the purpose of your money? Did you ever think about, why did God give me money? What is money? Money is an opportunity in your hand given to you to make this world better, not for your own self. Because if you only work for money, for yourself, without sharing it, not sharing it to create other people dependent on you, as we saw from Yosef. He created a dependent society. He owned everything at the end. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a society that to share. When you see somebody, again, things happen. It can happen to all of us. Chas v'shalom. But so for you to share those who are in need so they can stand on their feet again. Otherwise, what's the point? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you money. You are a major real estate agent. You have a lot of money, a lot of buildings. And you see that there are young guys in hookah bars. Why won't you say, I'll find a building and I'll donate it for those who do activity with youth to pull them up the hookah bars here so they'll have a home. Or you're a car salesman and you'll give this organization a van that can bring kids from yeshiva to college so they won't have to spend time. It'll be easier for them. So it'll be easier for them to come. It says, okay, everybody take classes this time and now we're going to bring you back here to learn. There are many ways, many ideas. What are you doing with your money? Are you taking the money as the chip of death, or are you going to put it in the slot machine of life? And that's the same thing what happens to us. After he controls over you, he gets a permission to take your soul away. And you see people, as they say, sell their soul to the devil. And it's so upsetting, because here there are people who were giving a chance of life. They were giving life, and yet they're selling their soul to the devil. For what? How would they be able to stand in front of God and explain their actions? I'll tell you how. Because in their crooked little mind, they think that they're doing God a favor. But that's not true. God doesn't need you nor your favors. And Moshe Rabbeinu says to Israel, to Paro, I'm sorry, and he goes and takes in the Shema, and Moshe says, Lama herota? Why, he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why did you make, bad things happen to these people, to Am Yisrael? Why? Mishum shenitna reshut latzad hara leshlot al Yisrael, because the HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave permission to the dark side to rule over the Jews. So Moshe says, why did you do bad? How? By giving permission. Kama mihem miYisrael, how many Jews shehem metim, that died, nimseru betzad hara, were giving in the bad side. Uveshah she'atov nit'orer, and when the right side is awakened, Yemin, which represents Binyamin, the tzad, the right side, the connection of Am Yisrael to HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes through the right side, through prophecy. When that side is awakened, Simcha v'chol tuv v'chol habrachot nimtzaot, there is joy and there is wealth, and all the brachot, all the blessings in the world fall into place. V'akol hu b'chashai, and everything is in hiding. As we explain further, that we say, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. When we say that, we say it quietly. We don't say it out loud. And the reason, because then it's the complete unification. One needs to know that at the time of Armageddon, the apocalypse, at the end, what we call Chevlo Shel Mashiach, the footsteps of Mashiach, The only things in which you're going to be saved from the hardship that is coming to this world is Torah ugemilut chasadim. All the money in the world is not going to help you. Only Torah, learning and doing good, sharing your wealth with others. And sometimes if you don't have money, sharing the wealth will be sharing your knowledge, helping other people coming here to realize what they didn't realize. Baruch Hashem, last night we had a wonderful, wonderful crowd here. I wish we had this every single day. Every day this week was more and more and more and more. Just like the Neot of Hanukkah. Now we need to go a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Now we need a big push. And for the big push we need few things. We need people. We need more people. Everybody has a Yetzer Hara. That's my Yetzer Hara. I want more people. We need people. We need help. We need help by people helping us. How? Bringing more guys here. Sharing it. We need help by doing the activities. We need help with money. And so on and so forth. So if you see yourself to help us. You could go to our website, and we have a PayPal account on our website, yeshivaetzion.com. You can send us email at rabbigaon@gmail.com if you have questions or anything else or any way you want to communicate with us. We'd appreciate it. And this is basically your ticket to be saved. Come to learn Torah, ugemilut chasadim, help others. So I wish you all to have a Chag Urim Sameach and a divine guarding on all of us. Amen.